falou pra mim, olha, você quer sair pra jantar comigo hoje à noite?
Hi there, Will here. And this past weekend, South Africa experienced some of the hottest temperatures ever recorded in certain areas. The Western Cape was in fact the hottest place on planet Earth that day, and Cape Town experienced 45.2 degrees Celsius heat, which is a record. Anyway, we saw it coming, so we figured the best thing to do would be to head somewhere where we had easy beach access and was maybe a bit less stifling than the city. So we went to Hermanus to visit Vic and Stu. I had some cool pictures on the roll already from the week preceding, but for now, here's some beach photographs. That day, even in Hermanus, was really crazy. It was like absolutely stifling and surrounding. You just felt it everywhere. But being on the beach, we had easy access to the ocean, and the ocean was definitely not warm. It was so cold, in fact, that it hurt to get in. But it was a nice balance between the freezing cold water and the crazy heat outside. Once we'd had our fill of the beach, we headed back to Vic's place and had a braai, which for the non-South Africans is basically a barbecue where you grill food on an open flame, or coals ideally. Stu ended up being away for work, so Vic and Maya and I just hung out that evening, and towards the end of the evening we went for a sunset swim and saw pretty much the craziest sunset I've ever seen. The next day was largely the same, except Stu showed up in the middle of it. So we spent the day with him and the evening, and the following morning Vic had to leave early for work. So Stu took us to Onrus, which is near Hermanus, and I finished my roll of film there. The photos I made previous to this little weekend getaway were mainly on set with my friend Aubrey, from a bunch of different jobs actually. I took like one picture per job, but I got a really cool one I like of a man sitting underneath a tree in some crazy mist in Camps Bay. His name was Gert, and he was reading a book and it just seemed quite idyllic. I was a bit worried about the scene because I knew that I was composing it with the tree pretty much as the main subject and leaving Gert towards the bottom of the frame, but it turned out quite nice. I enjoy it as a photograph. And the rest of the photos are just from being on set and a trip to the beach with my family. Found a collection of crabs and made a photograph of them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a really crazy weekend and a really lovely one. I made more videos than photographs, I feel, in the end, but the photographs I did make I really enjoy and they felt worth making. A big thank you to my Buy Me a Coffee members for helping me go on this trip. Petrol is quite expensive around here these days, so it was nice to not have to worry about that for once. Also, I've got some videos coming out in the future that I cannot wait to put out into the world because it's just the craziest photographs I've made and the craziest scenes I've ever seen. I've mentioned it in a couple of community posts now, but I'm just waiting to be able to release them for a variety of reasons, and when they come out, they're going to be crazy. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.